So, Congressman, always good to have you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
How likely do you think this COVID-19 relief measure is?
Well, I think it's really important, and I hope that we are much closer than we have been, obviously, for some time. Look, we're at a difficult time right now. People are losing their jobs, and you just look at restaurants, for example. Even those that could stay open outside, it's snowing out in a lot of places right now, and but we got a vaccine that's on its way. So that's the good news, I guess, is the vaccine part, because it could put an end to all of this. Look, we were trying to avoid from the get-go for our country to go into a depression, and that's really still what we're fighting right now. We've put out over 40 times to reopen the PPP program, which has been very successful and helpful, and there's monies left in there, and that was denied in the House of Representatives by Speaker Pelosi. What I've been hearing is that as things are laid out on the table, whatever the dollar amount was, Speaker Pelosi always wants more. That's a problem. But at the same time, the Democrats have come a long way from where they were this summer on some of these issues. What I'm hearing so far, Neil, is that there's discussion of a stimulus of about $600 a person to extend some unemployment boost. You have a boost for unemployment of about $300, and so there's a lot of things moving in a direction, but we may still be hung up on the liability, and also hung up on relief for states. Now, my feeling is let's just take that off the table for another day, because we got to get something out there for the American people to know what's coming their way.
You mentioned when you take that off the table, so the liability thing, Republicans would have to just, grit their teeth and say it's not going to happen with this. But Democrats would have to go along with a quick aid for the states as well. How likely do you think that is to get a measure where the provisions near and dear to each party are stripped out?
Well, I think those are very important measures, and so if we take them out of this agreement, it doesn't mean that they're off the table, that we can continue to work on those. But right now, I think we have an emergency situation in our country, and also we've got to let the American people know what they can and can't do moving forward. And as winter sets in, it doesn't make it any better or any easier. I really think that we need to be listening to the American people and the struggles that they're going through, and why it's important that we get the meat and potatoes of this done and let some of those other things be argued another day. I think they're important to argue, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, the American people are really struggling.
Stimulus. Give me the stimulus.